Hey everybody, at BV Matson here. We are going to go ahead and replace the temperature sending unit on this 1994 Jeep YJ. All right, this thing's tough to get at. Highly encourage you to get some deep creep into the action or PB Blaster, pick your brand. We're going all the way down inside here. It's a long reach, so you might as well use some things to help make it a little bit easier. I would even hit this the night before you try this job. I was absolutely blown away by the fact that AutoZone just down the road had one of these temperature, it's called a Temp switch, but it's basically a sending unit. They had one in stock. Let's take a look at the piece. This is the connector. This is where we pulled the plug out in the previous video. And this is going to go down into the manifold. So this is going to go down into here, all the way down into there. I have no idea how the hell I'm going to show you this, but there it is right there. That's what we got to change. I think the best way to do this would be a 14 millimeter. Get a long extension on that ratchet. For good measure, one last time, kind of for good luck, I'm going to reach down in here and I'm going to hit this again. Before I go ahead and pull that out, I think it's just a good idea to undo the radiator cap. I also have put some cardboard down to catch any antifreeze. Hopefully it's going to be minimal antifreeze that comes out of this. I'm also going to consult my manual. Here's my manual. I've got another one too. This one only is the only one that has any information on this. And this is all I see. If the sending unit must be replaced, simply unscrew it from the engine and install the replacement. Use sealant on the threads. There'll be some coolant loss as the unit is removed, so be prepared to catch it. Check the level after the unit has been installed. That's going to mean I'm probably going to be burping the radiator a little bit as that goes. But I'm kind of wondering what kind of sealant I should be using. Couple other worthy notes. This should be done on a completely cool engine. That's another thing. All right. And as far as the sealant goes, Teflon tape was used on the installation of the new sensor. So I think I'm going to go with that because I'm not finding any other resources here that indicate otherwise. And there we go. Just a little bit of Teflon tape on the upper threads. All right. So again, that temperature sending unit is right there. Note, it did break when I was pulling the switch out, so it was brittle. It's a 14 millimeter down there. I'm gonna get that out with the extension on the ratchet. And check that. Apparently this one is a 13 millimeter. I'm gonna slowly back this thing out, just a little bit at a time. But yeah, it's a 13. Just gonna take it really slow and steady on this. Pull this out. Kind of watching to see how much coolant I'm gonna lose. I got my part pretty close, so I can get it in there real quick once the time comes. All right, I think we got it. Be able to reach down there and grab it. I can spin it with my hands. It's nice and, it was nice and loose. Don't see any fluid yet, just a little bit of antifreeze bubbling out of there. Ooh, a lot. She's bleeding out pretty big. I'll be putting some antifreeze in this. Let's get this thing. Yeah, we'll be refilling the antifreeze. That was a lot more. I'm really glad I got that. I did put a catch can underneath. Ooh, learning every day. I don't know if there's really anything I could do to prevent that. But there we go. New sending unit is on the way in. All right, with that back in, I'm just gonna go ahead, carefully tighten this thing up without breaking off the connector. Good luck. Slow and steady. Make sure you're not cross-threading. And send her home. There we go. That thing is seated down and in position. All that's left to do on this part is to grab our wire, make sure we are oriented the right way. It only goes one way, and plug that in. Hard to do while holding the camera. And there we go. All plugged in, back in place. We did lose quite a bit of fluid, so it's gonna be fill and get all the air out of the system. There's a million videos on YouTube about doing that. We did lose quite a bit. So it might be time, actually. I might actually hold off because I need upper and lower radiator belt or radiator hoses anyway. So if I'm gonna go through all that trouble, I might as well just flush the whole system. But for now, at least I know that that sending unit has been replaced, and that's one less thing to worry about. I think the nice thing to have on this is definitely a deep socket. Little shorty ain't gonna work, and I can't imagine trying to use a wrench going back in there. That'd be absolutely miserable. So deep socket, you should be good to go. Here's a look at the old part. You can see that just broke right off. So this was my problem right here. Now that we've replaced that, see if I can find the part number here. Temp switch interrupter. That's it. Fingers crossed that did the job, but I feel pretty confident about it based on, you know, the test we did in the previous video. All right, I hope you find this useful. Just make sure you do your radiator top off right and get all the air out of the system. And then I'll do probably a short or something once I get to that point. And yeah, let you know whether or not it worked or not. I'm pretty confident that it will. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to subscribe. And also, if you want a free sticker, head on over to keeponwrenching.com. Look at that pretty thing. And wouldn't you know, been running for about 10-15 minutes and I've got myself a temperature gauge again. She's going up. Gotta love it.